Hello, my name is Jim Gurman, and welcome to today's episode of
Kilimanjaro.
Today I'm going to be taking a look at two little tools used for doing glue-ups. Some might even call them gimmicks. On my right over here is a tool called the Sil Brush. It's just a generic silicone brush. They sell these at Rockler, Amazon, you can get them anywhere. They're $5 or $10. And on my left over here is the GluBot, G-L-U with a little umlaut over the U, dash bot. This is made by Fastcap, also runs about $5 or $10. So first, let's talk about the GluBot. Now, if you're like me, you buy glue in a gallon jug, and pouring this onto your project that you might be trying to glue up, it's going to be a bit of a pain, not something you want to do. So you can use one of the smaller cans of glue that they sell and refill that, or what works a lot better is one of these. I really like this. For one thing, those other, the regular small cans of Titebond, you always have to turn them over, wait for the glue to go to the other side, open the cap, deal with opening and closing the cap, all that stuff. It's a pain in the butt. This makes life a lot easier. It always rests down here. It's got a little channel that goes up and down the other side. So when you squeeze it, the glue squirts out the top. Now this tip here is replaceable. There's a couple different tips you could put on there. I always just use the standard one. And there's a little cap that can go over it to seal it when you're not using it. I always just leave it open. After, 10 times of using it, this will start to plug up. I'll just grab a nail and pry out the dried glue, continue on. A lot easier than having to worry about closing it, opening it all the time. This little tip is actually even replaceable. You can buy these for $1 or $2. So if that wears out from jamming screws and stuff into it, you can just replace that. The only other thing is under the top of here, there's a seal, and that has to seal so that when you squeeze it, the air doesn't just come out the top. And so that does seem to wear out eventually. I think I need to replace this one, but the whole thing's not that expensive. So the other tool is this silicone brush. So this brush has two ends. One is an actual brush, and one is a little spudger type paddle thing. And the thought is that you use this to put your glue on or whatever, to put the glue on, and then you'll use this to brush it out and get a nice smooth glue surface. Or maybe use this one to even it out. So I'll brush this on and you can see how it works. So I'll use this, squirt out some glue, put a little way too much on there, but whatever. So on this end here, you just brush it on, and eventually you can even it out, and looks great. Now, this evens out, works really well. Only problem is you can see I got some on the sides, probably just because I put too much glue up, but then at the end you're left with this brush full of glue. So if you're smart, you'll go rinse this off, use some warm water on it, rinse all the glue off, not a big deal. However, if you're like me, you'll put it to the side, forget about it, and the glue will dry in here. Now, because it's silicone, the glue doesn't actually stick to it, but all these little bristles mean that the dried glue gets trapped in there. Now, you can go through there and pick them all out, but if you're not real careful about it, what will happen is you'll get a little piece of glue, and then the next time you go to use it, that dried piece of glue will fall out and get stuck in here, and then when you take another board and go to mate it up, it'll prevent it from, mating up nicely, and you'll get a gap, or it'll just be a pain. You'll have to take it apart, get that little piece of glue off. So I find that pretty worthless. The other end here would be pretty useful, except it's a little too narrow. I mean, I think this is only 5/8. It might be 3/4, but it's a little too narrow to easily do that. You have to be like perfectly on. You could use it this way, I guess, if you want. But the main problem I have with this is it's just a waste of time. Why don't you just go to your scrap bin? Grab a little piece of scrap that you probably have laying around, break off a little piece, and then you can just smooth your glue out like that. Super easy. Take this, throw it away, don't have to worry about it. I find that to be a lot easier than having to deal with one of these things, which then you got to go remember and clean, or you got to peel the glue off afterwards. At the end of the day, I really like this GluBot. I think it makes life easier, and it's only a couple bucks to buy. This, on the other hand, piece of junk, not worth the time or money. If you disagree with me, feel free to leave a comment below. Maybe you really like this. Maybe there's some glaring flaw that I've never seen with this. Leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, feel free to give this a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.